Yo, 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 people, let's go. How are we doing, people? Welcome back, guys, to the Red and Blue Site YouTube channel. What are we saying? Oh, I'm buzzing for this. I hope you can all hear me okay. Can everyone hear me okay? Is it all smooth? Is it all clean? Yes, Red Bull. I see people in the chat. Damo, Red Bull, hello. Oh, I'm so buzzing to be doing this, man. First time on the setup. I really hope it all goes smoothly. Let me know, guys, if it's all going okay. How we doing, man? All sorts happening right now. Sounds good. It sounds good. Good. Is the quality okay? Is it smooth? Red Bull, where have I been? I'm at, mate. I've been it's been a hell of a few years, man. But we're back. And I'm excited to be back. All good this end. That's what we want to hear, Damo. I'm happy. Just been living life, my friend. But excited to be back here doing this, because this is what I really want to be doing. You know, I want to be doing more of this sort of content. I want to be going live more. Is the music too loud on there? I can bring that down a little bit if it is. This is the first time we've been live on the setup, guys, so if there's anything slightly off, this is the time to tell me. If there's anything that needs changing, this is my time to like adapt and to alter things, and then further down the line we can obviously have it all perfected, so that I'm gonna just turn it down a bit, the mic just a tad, so we can perfect it now so that nothing happens further down the line. Mr. Vlogs, Red Bull, oh mate. Yeah, the good times. Look, I've been watching back some of the classic vlogs. We all know the ones we're talking about, don't we? The Man City one comes straight to mind. I've been watching some of that, and yeah, man, good times. I don't know how many more vlogs we are going to do in the future. I will just chuck it out there right now, because I'm kind of planning on doing a lot more. So I've got like a fly in here. I want to be doing a lot more like videos, like YouTube videos, rather than vlogs. Right, my eyes. But there may be 1 or 2 vlogs out there. Depends how well we do in the season. Next season, if we go on a little run and we got a chance of hitting like a European tour or something, then you never know, man. You never know. Could hit it. That's the goal though, for sure. But how are you guys doing, man? I'm glad everyone's okay. Thank you for tuning in. This is Red and Blue Site live for the first time in over 2.5, 3, maybe 4 years. This is a big day. England-Bosnia is going on at the moment. I have been keeping like little tabs on that, seeing how Eze and Mark Gay are doing. Both of them starting. Absolute scenes. At the moment, it's still 0-0. Got about 5 minutes to go in the first half, so not a lot to report there. Kamada incoming, Red Bull man, yeah. If you saw my latest TikTok, TikTok and YouTube short, go and have a look at them now, because I address it. Him and Chaddy Riyadh, I will be doing a video maybe tomorrow, addressing that maybe in a bit more depth, or doing like a more of a Palace roundup. I've kind of addressed it in the short, and in the TikTok, in my TikTok video. So obviously follow up the TikTok, follow up the YouTube if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new. But yeah, Kamada's exciting, man. If we're talking specifically Kamada, I think there's an exciting song. I'm going to change this song. This song is in my head and it's not actually doing it for me. I'm not going to lie. Bear with me. Yeah, Kamada, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for him, because I think that in an ideal world, Eze and Elise stay in the summer. Obviously, that's the goal for us, that we keep both of them. Add Kamada into the mix, and it's just the 3 of them then become just interchangeable across the middle. I know if you're playing a system that Glasner likes to play, 5 at the back, 2 midfielders, 3 forwards, and the forwards interchanging, like inverted, coming inside. Elise and Eze both love to do that, of course, and interchanging and mixing. When I say interchanging and mixing, you know that Mateta's going to be staying up top. But 1 second, let me just... I forgot to turn the light on up here. Get this involved. There we go, get some light into the mix. We know that Mateta will stay up top, won't he? But then by adding like Elise, Eze into the mix, interchanging, and then having Kamada come in to either start ahead of them or to be coming off the bench for one of them, I think he's too good of a player to bench. That's where the issue comes, because now we're stacked. And do you put him alongside Wharton in midfield? Probably. And he could fill that role. But then obviously you've got Decore coming back from injury in next season. You've got Lerma, who's been outstanding in the second half of the season, especially playing in that role of centre back. That performance away at Liverpool was one of the best I've ever seen a player have. filling in at centre back in such a big game and big away game like that. So exciting, man, exciting. It's just how you fit them all in. So there's a part of me that feels like Kamada's coming in because Eze or Elise are going. Let me know if you agree with that, because I think that might be the case. Krishnam, I have seen your comment there, mate. Welcome back, Age. Looking forward to your goal celebrations at the games. Thank you, man. As I said, there may not be as many vlogs going forward as I did last time. I was like having that influx of videos. Obviously, I'm back now. This is like the rebirth of the channel, if you like. So I will be doing some vlogs. I think certain games I will vlog, but it won't be as many. I've really enjoyed the last few years going to the game and actually going back to just not worrying too much about the vlog and about my reactions and the clips, and then getting back home quickly to edit them and get it up for you guys to watch. As much as I did enjoy it, I have really enjoyed just sitting back and enjoying the football a bit this time round. And then I could do like preview and review videos before and after the game, maybe have some clips in there like goal celebrations to chuck into them, but I'm not going to be doing that many full-length vlogs like I was doing before. I kind of feel like steering the channel in a slightly different direction. That's not to say I'm not going to do anymore, but I feel like I want to just do something a bit different, you know. I'm great to see you though, Krishnam. I hope you're doing okay, man. This is good, man. I'm really happy with how this is all going. If it's all still smooth at your end, guys, then I am buzzing. England, let's have a look. We'll just double check England. I think it's half time. Yeah, it's half time. Still 0-0 against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bit of a weak lineup though. We've got a lot of the top players on the bench. We're starting, I think, mainly the second string team. So seeing Eze and Gay in the starting lineup was great, because I feel like this is a chance for them to show what they can do. But I do think ultimately they're on the bench. They will be on the bench come if they make it into the proper team. Looking at the team that's out there, I think it's the second string team for England, really. Declan Rice, Harry Kane, Jack Grealish, all on the bench. I doubt that it's going to be that the team we see there is going to be the team that starts in any of the games going forward into the Euros. I'd be very surprised. If there's any also, guys, I've said in my last video and also on the TikTok, I really can't stress enough, guys, follow up the TikTok, Red and Blue Site, TikTok, all one word. Follow up the TikTok and Red and Blue Site IG, the new Instagram page. Really follow them up, guys, and obviously YouTube Shorts I will be uploading daily. TikToks I'll be uploading daily. So there really are the channels at the moment, the Shorts side of YouTube and the TikTok to really get on top of if you want daily content coming out. I will be doing obviously YouTube videos, but I can't promise they're going to be every day like I'm going to commit to do on the TikTok and on the YouTube Shorts side. So if there's any suggestions or anything for sort of videos you want to see me do or anything like that, then please let me know. The style of TikToks, any like certain TikTok videos you want me to do, any collabs you want me to do, any people you want me to see or meet or try and get involved with, let me know, because I'm open to all sorts of suggestions. Tom Clark, typical Southgate performance. Yeah, Tom, I feel like it is a second string team though, and it pains me to say it with Eze and Mark Gay starting, but realistically, when you look at the total lineup, it is a bit of a weakened lineup. That being said, we should be winning at halftime against Bosnia. We should be, and we really should be putting a few goals past them. I feel I'd like to see him really try and commit to a more aggressive style, especially with the fact that we've seen players like Eze, Cole Palmer, the players that are starting today, they're like how they flourished with a free-flowing sort of attacking style of football when we're in possession. If what you're saying, Tom, is that we've been typical performers, it feels like he's still doing the same thing then, being very rigid, not really changing his ways. or it could just be the players not being 100% into it. It's a friendly. They're just you doing it to keep the fitness ticking over, because they don't want to, and maybe they don't want to get injured. They're being very cautious because they don't want to get injured. I'm doing excuses here, Tom. I'm being like devil's advocate, to be fair. So, but I know what you mean, man. Kevin, TikTok banned. Are you banned, do you mean, Kevin? Because I'm pretty certain I'm not banned. I'll be very shocked if I am right now. Bear with me. But guys, please go and check the TikTok out, because put a couple of videos up in the last 2 days. And it's been so good so far. Red and Blue Site, at Red and Blue Site TikTok. Got a couple of videos up. Check them out already. As I said, daily TikToks, daily YouTube shorts, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. As I said, some different kind of content, some new content to what you're maybe used to from like the last time I was like regularly uploading. I really am treating this as like a rebirth of the channel, like something new, something different. Really, really want to make it something different, something new, and go from there, you know. And obviously trying to games, if there's any sort of games, Football Manager, coming towards the end of the cycle this year for Football Manager. West Brom Fan TV, let's go. How you doing, man? I hope you're well. I'm gutted for you in the playoffs, man. I've been there. I've obviously seen both sides of the playoffs. I've gone up through the playoffs before Palace, and I've also watched us in the playoffs when I was younger, when we lost as well. I've seen both sides of it, man. It's heartbreak going out in the playoffs, but I hope you're okay, man. Show some love for West Brom Fan TV. Amazing stuff they do over there. Really, really loyal, dedicated fans over there at West Brom. Love your matchday streams from matches. Makes me feel like an eagle. Love that, Kevin. Top man. I love them as well. As I said before, I may not be doing as many as I were before in terms of vlogs. I may be picking and choosing certain games to be doing vlogs. That's not to say I'm going to stop doing them completely. But I am going to be leaning more towards like previews, reviews with some clips chucked in there, if you get what I mean, rather than vlogging every single game. It's just the direction I'm going to the channel this time. As I said, it's a bit of a rebirth. I'm going to be doing new content, different content, familiar content, but in a different style with the TikTok, like I said, and the YouTube shorts. I'm just going to try and upload as much as I can on them and have regular content daily for you guys. And on the Instagram, trying to get as much on the Instagram as well. It's exciting, man. I'm excited. This is just a general chit chat. Palace, football, anything. This is just for me to test out the new stream setup, make sure it's all running smoothly, and go from there. So that when we come back in the future, we know everything's working smoothly. I don't have to change any settings or anything like that, and we can just chill, you know. I remember the days we did 90-minute football together. Yeah, of course, man. 90-minute football. Still talk to some of the guys there, Boovy. You know, good old days, good old days. Yeah, we were there at the peak of that sort of fan voice era, mate. Good old times. Be sure to check out all those vlogs as well. They're still on YouTube. Those old vlogs on 90min and obviously on our channels as well, our separate channels. Some great videos back then. Kevin, cheers from New Zealand. I didn't know you were over in New Zealand, Kevin. That's insane. So we've got someone from the opposite side of the world. That's incredible, man. Big love to you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much. That's so cool. But yeah, as I said, new games, like if you want me to go live playing games, Football Manager, as I said, is coming towards the end of its cycle, but I'd be so up for doing a Football Manager stream, like let's do a Palace career mode on Football Manager. You've got the new Football Manager coming out later in the year, like towards October time, November, September, October time, usually I think it is Football Manager. And when that comes out, it'll be the new match engine, it'll be a completely new game, and I really feel like that'd be really cool doing a Crystal Palace live on Football Manager live, Crystal Palace career mode style of thing. And we just all of us get together and we all make decisions. Animal, welcome, new to your channel, but long-time Palace fan, born in Sidcup, welcome back, I guess. Animal, thank you so much, man, welcome to the channel. Definitely a new face that I don't remember seeing you before, but obviously I've been away for so long, I can't really say anything. I'm so buzzing you're here, man, thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, follow the TikTok, follow the Instagram. Stuttgart's not far. Local-ish. And thank you. Welcome back is definitely is definitely the case right now. Welcome back. How are England doing? Yeah, it's still half time. Still half time. 0-0 England, man. If what Kevin's saying, if Tom, sorry, is saying Turin is a typical Southgate performance, I don't know what to make of that. I really don't know what to make of that. It's annoying, that. Annoying. I'm not on socials, but I'm subscribed on YouTube. Top man, Animal. Thank you so much. Doesn't matter that you're not on socials. Not a problem. I really appreciate you subscribing. That means a lot. That means a lot. It's free. Don't have to pay anything, and it genuinely makes a difference to the channel. So thank you. This is so vibey. I like this sort of music. Bit of jazz in the background. I'm about that. But yeah, if anyone had any ideas for videos or content going forward, what you want to see, what you want to see me do, that sort of thing, let me know. I'd be more than I'm always interested. Inbox is always open on Twitter, all that sort of stuff. On here, comment section, I'm always reading the comment section. Let me know if you've got any ideas, anything you want to see me do. I could do some polls or things like that, and we can have some proper fan interaction all together. We can really go for it, you know, see what we can make, see what stuff we can create. Mitch, I didn't watch the first half, but the commentator said Eze was the bright spot. Well, that's what you want to hear. I haven't been able to watch it either because I've been setting this up and wanting to make this all great. Because if I nail this, then we can for future lives. I know it's all going to be working fine. But Mitch, that's awesome to hear, man. I really, because this is like more of a second string team. But if there's someone who can make an impact in this sort of game, like say he gets a goal in the second half, like a match win or something, it just knocks him a couple of pegs further up, doesn't it, in the pecking order for a starting spot. I don't think he's going to start, as much as we would love to see him start. I think Mark Gay is more likely to start in the Euros than Eze. I think he's more, if he's by far a better player in terms of holding the ball, moving with the ball, running with the ball. One of the best in the league for sure. I don't think it's an exaggeration. I don't think we've seen anyone as good since Eden Hazard in the Premier League, running with the ball, the centre of gravity, his ability to turn on a sixpence. Some people are going to call me deluded in the chat, I'm sure, watching this back, but genuinely, I'd stand my ground on that. I'd stand my ground on that. No bias on that. I genuinely, just watching football over the years and seeing people run with the ball and move with the ball and turn on a sixpence, you know. Eze is one of those guys. He's one of those guys, you know. Animal doesn't fill me with confidence for the Euros. I'm not a Southgate fan as a manager. It's his in-game decision making that lets him down for me. I agree, Animal, yeah, and that was arguably what cost us in the last Euros in the final, going 1-0 up, kind of sitting on the 1-0 and not being dynamic enough with the subs, not taking advantage of the situation we're in and trying to like make things happen and put Italy on the back foot. And in the end, like Roberto Mancini kind of outclassed him there in terms of the sideline battle. You've got to feel in the final. I know that some people may think that's a bit harsh, but I do feel as though that is a difference maker. And you know, at first you could let him off a bit, like in the World Cup when we got to Croatia and we were a bit sloppy and we weren't ahead in that game and we ended up not taking advantage of that. The players on the pitch at the time didn't take advantage of it and score that second goal that we should have scored. That's not Southgate's fault, but then to go defensive in extra time, to not really look for the winner and to end up conceding in extra time, and you know, you can let him off almost a little bit in the early stages for being a young manager, being inexperienced at that level, and in terms of that scenario, maybe not being on it to like be one step ahead of your opponent. But then the Euros, you know, every tournament after that where you see glimpses of that happening again, fans are going to just lose patience a lot more with him and to not accept it as much. And I'm at that stage kind of now as well. If we're seeing the same patterns or similar patterns to what we've seen in previous tournaments at this stage, in just a friendly, I know he's got to treat these friendlies. These are the warm-up games for the Euros. you've got to treat them as if they're actual tournament matches, in my opinion. The players, of course, may not be going all out because they want to make sure they're fit and they don't want to get injured before they get on the plane, you know. So they may not want to be going all out, so the playing performance may not be there, but there's no excuse for the sideline not to be at tournament level, you know, tournament standard on the touchline, and trying to like, right, let's try, and we're not winning here. The players aren't really reacting too well to what I'm saying for a number of reasons. I'm not saying it's because they don't care. I'm saying that's just because in a warm-up game, players aren't going to be at 100%, aren't going to play at max out most of the time. That's fair to say. So use it as an in-game example, you know. Use it as a mock game, if you like. Try and be one step ahead of the opponent before the Bosnian manager makes a change and tries to go for a win. You change it up, whether it's the system, a couple of changes, rather than a like for like change and doing the same system. Yeah, try and change it up a bit more, you know. I just think that you lose patience as a fan, and it's no surprise that I think if he doesn't win this tournament that he will leave. And I don't think it would be the end of the world. He's been, I think people treated him very harshly, don't get me wrong, but that sort of thing will annoy me if he keeps showing those similar signs of lack of management on the sidelines, or I'm trying to get a phrase in my head. You know what I mean, like the lack of not being on the front foot as a manager, you know, and trying to go for a win or changing up things. That would annoy me. But that aside, I think he has been fantastic for England, and he's changed the whole belief of the country in terms of what we can achieve. And obviously he's been fortunate to be managing England in a period where we've got this next golden generation of players, and we've still got more players coming through even now. It's just now turning those players and turning the results into wins consistently, and getting tournament wins at the end of the day against the top nations, which we still kind of struggle at. We've just got to go that one step further, and I think if we do go that one step further and win a final and win a trophy and get England a trophy again for the first time since '66, then that could be the domino that means that we go on and be dominant for the next 4, 8, 10 years, you know. I wonder if by now the players don't really believe he can get them in there anymore. I don't necessarily believe that. I think they buy into Southgate and the staff and that family atmosphere. I think that's still a big pull for players, and feeling loved. You know, players now aren't exactly the same as they were 20 odd years ago, even like just 20 years ago, not even that long ago. Players like Roy Keane and you know, like the Sir Alex Ferguson style of management, where a lot of players were performing sometimes in fear, and other times because they just wanted to do their all to get the result for him as a manager, and they respected him that much. This is almost, they respect Southgate, but it's not a fear thing that they're trying to get the best out of their game, and that Southgate's trying to get the best out of the game with fear. It's like that family feel. It's the complete opposite. It's making of being warm and cuddly, you know, and putting his arm around players, and it's really works for this group of players, and I think that style works a lot more now than it would have done 20, 30 years ago. It was a lot more ruthless back then, I think, management. So I'm not sure that they don't believe. I don't think the players have lost. I don't think he's lost the dressing room per se. I don't think that will ever happen. I just would love for the players have to take some responsibility too. They've got to try and step up a bit, and if they can notice that the game's going stale and it's 0-0 and there's not a lot happening, they're not creating much, they've got to then try and bring something out of their game and like, right, what can I do to make a difference, rather than, and if you know, be a bit, you know, like selfish. Be like, right, if the manager's not going to change anything right now, which he should, so I've just admitted he should be doing that, then I'm going to step up, I'm going to do something. That's what you want to see as a fan anyway. Samuel, watching England, just wanted to jump in and say, good to have you back, mate. Hope you're well and looking forward to more content up the Palace. Sam, you're an absolute legend. Hope you're enjoying the game. I know it's half time right now, or second half's about to kick off if it hasn't already. Yeah, we're just kicking off, so enjoy the football, mate. Don't feel like you've got to stay here, Samuel, if you are still here. Guys, if you do want to watch the football, go and enjoy the football. I know it's not the best time to be going live when England are playing, but I I really wanted to, and I wanted to test out the streaming setup, and I'm very happy with how it's all going. Still got the music playing, and got the background stuff, you know. I'm very happy with it. If we look on in here, if we go across as well, guys, and then we just look at the in-game. I don't know if you can see it that well here. I've kind of got the England game up here, just stats-wise, looking at it. So dominating. I mean, 6 shots, 4 on target to their 3 and 1 on target. 7 fouls to our 3. Most of them will probably be on Eze, I'm sure. I don't know how clearly you can see that, guys. I know it's probably quite small for you. 3 offside, or none offside to our 3 corners, forcing 4 saves on the keeper. So we are peppering the goal quite a bit. It's just probably not as clinical as we need to be, which has always been the case with England, though, hasn't it? It's always been the case. Mitch, yeah, we always will be. Whenever England win in a major tournament, mate, and if we go all the way and win it, Mitch, it will 100% be that. As again, we started on making dessert. Yes, Animal. Yeah, 49th minute, as Mitch has just said. Yeah, so I think that covers England quite well. I think we had a nice little segment on England there, and hopefully we can get the win against Bosnia. You want to go into the tournament in form, you know. You don't want to be having a draw and a couple of draws or a draw and a defeat going into a tournament. It's just not good preparation for me. For me, I'd much rather our performances be average and us win 2-3-0, because that breeds confidence and it shows we're still scoring goals even when we're not playing well. I much prefer that way round than the other way round, you know. In terms of Palace, man, Mark Gay and Eze seems to be players playing well. I think both of them will probably come off at like an hour mark, something like that. I'd be surprised if Eze has the whole game. I'm sure he'll come off at some point. Mark Gay might just play the full 90. But proud of them. Proud to see the boys out there. Deserved. Mark's done very well to get back and be fully fit and ready to play in time for this. He was out for so long with that injury. He got back in February, I'd like to say. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, man, what a season, what an end to the season. I'm really excited for Glasner and the boys going forward. We've got stuff like kit, the new kits coming out. When they come out, there'll be content around that, guys, that I will be doing all sorts of content coming. I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, next season could be something really special for us if we play our cards right, if we do this correctly, you know. We could really, really do something special. Not getting carried away. I'm just stating the facts. It could be something really cool. Bear me 1 second, guys. Stay tuned. I will be right back. I'm just going to get a drink, okay? And then I will come back. We'll chat a little bit more, and then we'll probably wrap things up for tonight. Because I think as a test stream, and just seeing how everything's going, this has turned out to be really, really good. And I'm really enjoying it. And I'd like to go live a lot more in the future if you guys are up for it as well. How are you feeling with Kamada? I think it's a really good signing. Animal, I did say earlier in the live, but I said about him earlier in the live, but I'll say again, I think it's brilliant. Only worry potentially is that it could mean an Eze or Elise will go, because he plays a similar role to them and in the style that Glasner likes to play. So like 5 at the back, wing backs bombing forward with Mitchell and Munoz, 2 in the middle, Wharton, and maybe Kamada next to him, but it's more likely going to be like a Decore now when he's back fit start next season. Or a Mark Gay like we saw at the end of the season, someone like that. And then it's like a striker, Mateta obviously at the moment, but could be a new striker coming in the summer. And 2 wingers who play inside forwards. So Eze and Elise, they kind of drift and they interchange, and they basically, instead of being out wide inverted wingers, they really have the freedom to just play across the front 3 and interchange and drift and have freedom to play really where they want to. Their starting positions are on the out wide, or like quite narrow wingers, if that makes sense, inside forwards if you like. And I do think Kamada will play in that. That is the sort of role he would play, or a forward-minded midfielder next to Wharton, who would sit a bit deeper. So the only worry there is how do you fit them all in the team? That is the stage we're getting at, where we're actually getting so much quality players and quality depth in the squad that you're struggling to start some of these players, and you've got to have players like Eze, like an Elise or Kamada on the bench for rotation, which is mental to think. At the moment, Kamada would be that player, but as a new signing, if he hits the ground running, then it puts players like Eze and Elise, if they both stay, and it's all down to who stays and who doesn't at the end of the day, doesn't it? That's the key, but I'm really excited about him. He's very similar player to Eze, not so much in terms of he likes to run with the ball. He's probably not as good on the ball as Eze in terms of holding the ball, but his ability to pass and finish, his goal contributions were very good for Frankfurt and before he was at Lazio. I'm not sure his stats for Lazio. Let's have a look. Kamada stats. Kamada. Let's have a look at this. Let me know, guys, if this comes up clear enough when I switch over. If it's too small, then I apologise, but hopefully you can see this. He's 27 as well, so he's in the prime of his career. We'll have him on like a 3-4 year deal, I'm sure. Last season he started pretty much all the games in Serie A for Lazio. Only 2 goals, 2 assists. That in face value doesn't appear great, but that's key. Played all games in the Champions League. He's got European experience, guys, and it's just a player. And he won the Europa League, of course, at Frankfurt before. He won Frankfurt before he went to Lazio. Sorry, I was trying to get the words out there. So 38 games, 2 goals, 2 assists. Doesn't appear that amazing as a season result, but I don't know where he was playing. He may be playing in a deeper role in the midfield, because he can play across the midfield, guys. It's all things you've got to bear in mind, really, when it comes to him, isn't it? So yeah, we had that, and I genuinely think that he just provides that calmness on the ball and the experience at playing at the highest level, and it shows and that for me shows the ambition of where we want to go. Finally, we're showing that ambition, and as you can see here, positions played mainly a centre midfielder, 22 games in there, but can be further forward, get involved with the goal contributions like he did at Frankfurt, or he can come deeper. He only played 1 game deeper, but as a ball playing DM who can bring the ball forward, that's obviously there as well. The season before, was it at Frankfurt? He only had 1 season at Lazio, but look at his last season at Frankfurt. 8 games in Champions League, 3 goals, 32 appearances in the league, 9 goals, 7 assists in the Bundesliga for Frankfurt, 4 goals in 6 games in the German Cup, and played in the UEFA Super Cup. Obviously, they won the Europa League before that. 16 goals. He's scoring goals at the top level. Can play on the left wing, as we can see down here. 5 games in that season, left wing. Obviously playing inverted. He's right-footed, so coming inside. Look, stats by club. You see down here, 179 appearances for Frankfurt, 40 goals, 33 assists. He just goal contributions in general, man, so good. And I can't stress enough, guys. It's his ability at the top level, that mindset is going to benefit us so much to try and get us over the line. Olava, welcome back, mate. Thank you so much. So I'm going to try and catch up with the chat here. Overall, I hope that explains my feelings of Kamada, though. I think that in terms of an experienced player, he is the first player we've got for quite a while, since probably Kabai, where I felt we have gone a step up in terms of quality, in terms of experience at the next level. He definitely fits that mould. He's definitely taken, in my opinion, a step down, and he wouldn't come to us unless we had Glasner. Chef Harvey back with Eagle transfer recipe. Let's go, Taka. He was poor for Lazio despite coming off a 22 goal season under Glasner at Frankfurt. Yeah, those stats weren't amazing, but I think you still got to look at him as a player. He adjusting to a new country, new language, all of that. He played step up though for him as well. You've got to remember Olava. They play in the Champions League, and he started all their games, I believe, in the Champions League. So he's got experience at that level now. I think it just improves him as a player. He's coming into his peak years. yes, he wasn't as good last year as he had been in previous seasons, but hopefully that's his dip done and he comes out the other side of it now. And he's going to be coming a step down. It is a step down. Lazio to Palace, Champions League to Palace. It's a harder league, but it's a step down in terms of quality that he'll be playing with. Mitch, yeah, but they're really unhappy about him leaving. Yeah, I know. He's decided to not re-sign, didn't he? He's going to just leave on a free, which is quite crazy. And unbelievable. The pool obviously really enjoyed working with Glasner. Obviously won the Europa League, so they were very happy to have him. Very happy to come back and work with him. Kamada's lactic stats are poor, but I don't think Sarri rated him, and the relationship was kind of damaged by the end of the season. Yeah, for sure. There's loads of factors with it. I mean, Sarri's the kind of manager. He's a love-hate manager. We saw it at Chelsea. There were some players who wanted to play for him. I think Jorginho was one of them. He obviously brought Jorginho in. Loads of players didn't want to play for him, and he lost the dressing room on a lot of players. Probably Kepa's a good example, arguing on the pitch in the final because he didn't want to come off, you know. He plays in Eze's position, so compare the two. For sure, for me, Eze still edges him on a couple of things. I think in terms of goal contributions, they're very similar. Taking last season taking Kamada's last season out of the picture, they're similar with their contributions. I think that Kamada just offers that. I think in terms of not so much vision. I think they have quite similar wavelength in terms of vision. I feel that in terms of, as I've mentioned, experience a lot at the top level. I think he's got that top level ball knowledge that Eze, I'm not saying he doesn't have amazing knowledge, Eze, on the pitch and like as a football brain, but I think in terms of certain scenarios, positioning, Eze obviously comes deep, can pick up the ball, and when he sees a gap, he will go on a run. And sometimes at the end of it, he will have a shot, like we saw in the last game of the season against Villa. He can shoot and absolutely rifle them into the bottom corner or top corner. He's got that in his locker. I think more times than not, he can get to that position and maybe just miss out on the pass or the finish at the end of it. I think we saw against Wolves, he had a chance as well that he kind of mishit. I'm not saying that he's bad. I'm just saying if I'm being really nitpicky, I think Kamada in those sort of scenarios, I think will have a better conversion rate in terms of assists and goals once he gets into that area than Eze, if that makes sense. I'm being very ultra critical there. Cheap penalty for 1-0 now in the most boring way possible. Did we get a penalty? Sorry. Let's have a look. Oh, we did. Cole Palmer. Of course, Cole Palmer. It was only going to be one player. 1-0 England. That's good, though. We got a pen. Happy days. Yeah, their fault for not offering a good enough contract. But also, I don't think he really wanted to play there. I think it shows how little he enjoyed playing there, for the fact that he was more than willing to come to play for Glasner at Palace than stay at Lazio, a European club, you know. One of the top clubs in Italy. Movement looks similar. Eze more physical, creative, but Kamada more threatening maybe. That's exactly what I completely agree. That's exactly what I was trying to say, basically. I think that Eze, physically wise and creative, and his movement on the ball is... I just, as I said earlier, there's not many players I've actually seen live that move as well with the ball, have a good has lower centre of gravity and ability to wriggle their way out of situations as well as Eze. Honestly, his movement on the ball is something that I've rarely seen watching live football, you know. And so I don't think Kamada is as good as him on that. I find I would struggle to put anyone above him in that category if I'm brutally honest. But in terms of his threat around the box and his actual like decision making in the final third, I think Kamada probably does edge him on that. So it's going to be interesting to watch. You could have Elise come off and put Eze the other side and have Kamada playing it on the left, or there's possibilities there. That's the thing. It gives us choice and options, and top quality choice and options and depth, which we haven't had before. So it's exciting, man. It's exciting. Eze going off for 61 and Wharton coming on. Let's go, Wharton, for his full England debut. That's sick. Oh, I'm buzzing for it, man. I really hope he has a good game, because honestly, he is the boy. If you've not seen him, guys, he is the boy. Palace fans know he's going to go big places. Warren, what a player. So happy he got the call up. I really hope he can get to the Euros squad. It's going to be hard for him. But these are the sort of good times now. Got half an hour to go and prove why you're so good and why you're so highly rated, you know. I used to play with a midfielder who had Eze's casual swagger. Yes, he has got swagger. He always was a joy to play with and observe. I know players who've got that sort of low centre of gravity and the ability to just glide over the grass, you know, on a pitch. I totally agree, Animal. It's filthy to watch. Exciting stuff. 1-0 up England. That's great. Wharton on for Eze. We've got 3 of the 4 Palace boys playing in the first game. Love to see that. Let's get the Palace boys on the pitch and show them show Southgate what we're made of. Obviously, former Palace boy himself. I'm sure he's still got that close link to us and he still appreciates the Palace link. I'm going to quickly get a drink, guys. I'll be right back in just a sec. Don't go anywhere, okay? Yo, we're back. I'm going to have about 5-10 minutes more, guys, and then I'm going to wrap it up, okay? I'm so happy with how this stream's gone, though. I'm actually so buzzing. I'm so buzzing. I'm so happy you guys are here. I've got so many thoughts going in my head about the future with this. I'm really happy with how everything's turned out. Quality-wise, computer's running great. Stream quality's good by the looks of things. Everyone's still saying it looks good, which is what I want to hear. Buzzing to hear it. I'm just very happy with it. I think all time goes in this window of crazy. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's no pressure to sell him, and he's only been here for 6 months, so he's not going anywhere this summer. He could go somewhere in January if someone massive comes in. We're talking over 80 million at least, especially with the England call up, you know. I'm not being silly with that either. We got him for 20, so we've instantly trebled our money. But with the England call up, and if he plays well and he gets to the England squad for the Euros and actually plays some game time, then that's the money. Palace Base Station music. Do you want me to change it, man? Do you want me to change it? Where are we at? Yeah, to be fair, it's called the Deep Blue Lounge. This track, so let's go to another one. There we go. I could turn it up a bit for you if you want, guys. There we go. All right. Oh, my dad, I haven't thought about. Shows your age, mate. Well, England look like they're going to be still only 1-0. Just over 20 minutes to go. We've got Wharton on, hopefully running things in the midfield. That's what I hope's happening anyway. Hopefully we don't bottle it there and we don't let them have a stupid goal. That would really ruin, put like a bad taste in everyone's mouth, wouldn't it? Hopefully we can get through this with at least a 1-0 win and carry on playing well. Yeah, if we wanted something, we could get 50 for him, no problem. So it would need to be substantially by that to force our hand. Absolutely, Mitch. There's no point selling him unless it's a ridiculously eye-watering offer, which is you can't refuse. I'm talking 80-odd million. If you hit the 80 mark, he goes, and you reinvest, because as much as I love Walton, I'd want to keep him forever if I could. At some point he will go, and the key is to, make sure he goes for the right money. And right now you can justify not letting him go for a ridiculous fee. Obviously, if a year or two down the line, when he comes towards the end of his contract, that's when it becomes a bit more sticky, like we had with Zaha. You've either got to put a crap load of money down on the table to keep him, or you've got to admit that the longer he stays, the more his value will go down. Typical of Walton scores, having not. Did he score? Oh, have you sent me to the cleaners? Has Walton scored? Are you saying? Oh, you've absolute animal. That typo has absolutely sent me to the cleaners. I can't believe you've done that. Oh, mate. Mate. If Walton scores, having not gone in the stellar first half of in the second half of the season, you mean? Absolutely sent me to the cleaners. It's all good. It's all good. My heart went there. I thought he just scored. Eagle Insight, how you doing, man? Thank you for the follow. I love your stuff on Insta, man. Thank you for the follow as well. Definitely, guys, follow up Eagle Insight on Instagram, providing you all of the latest on Crystal Palace content and news. Top man. Don't know where he's been subbed or best player. I think it's just to keep players fit and to try out different players. This is what the friendlies are for at the moment, I think, mate. Yeah, you want to see the squad. As Mitch says, it's about rotating. Beautiful. That's what he's about. Those deep playing balls. He's so good at that. Harvey, I saw your telly at the Spurs League away game going nuts. Really? We're talking a few years ago now then, are we? Spurs League away game. Really unhappy about the ref, yeah, for sure. You may have been watching the vlog as well, mate. I was more than if you could tell I was unhappy with the ref, it was probably on a vlog. But if you saw me on telly, then I've been caught on telly away at Leicester before in the past as well. Leicester always been one, but they've managed to catch me in the crowds with a scarf. Hopefully he's impressed Southgate enough to make the final. That's the key Eagle Insight, isn't it? Yes, Simon, how you doing, my man? Yeah, he is playing. He's just come off the bench. He's got about half an hour. He came on around 60 minutes for Eze. So he's got about half an hour to impress. And looks like he started really well. He's played some good balls over the top, just slightly overhit, but he's showing that vision early on after coming on. But yeah, that's the only thing Eagle Insight. I don't know. I think he's really got to impress to get a chance because of his lack of experience in the senior squad. I think it's a dumb thing to not put someone in because of lack of experience. I think if they're showing the confidence and ability to play at that level, then you've got to treat them as any of the other players. But he is going to be one of the ones on the chopping block potentially, just because it's his first England call up and he's going straight into a major tournament potentially. So he's got to perform basically. No, you could be right, Hacker, to be fair. You could be right. I just don't remember that. I just don't remember coming home from a game away to Spurs in the last few years and seeing myself on the telly. So I can't say if you're right or wrong, to be fair. What was your rock bottom moment or frustrating moment from last season? Good question, Animal. Feel free to chuck the questions in, guys. I like that. That's a good question. Rock bottom moment for me, or most frustrating moment, was probably... trying to think of one right off the top of my head, which was really, really annoying to me. It would have been towards the end of Roy, definitely. That whole period around Christmas, New Year was just so dire. It was back to the old Roy of old. All of that promise we saw at the end of the season before, where he came in to keep us up and played some amazing stuff. That away performance against Leeds stands out for me as us playing free-flowing football, freedom of the pitch. and he just decided to not do that. And I don't know why he did, but he just didn't do it. So that whole last month of Roy, mate, is the low point for me. There wasn't really a high point. We may have got a point here or there, but it just wasn't good viewing at all with the squad we had. Good question though, and we'll like that. Yeah, mate. Yeah, Simon. They're playing Bosnia. It's one of their first warm-up game, and then I think late end of the week they've got Iceland in their other warm-up game. Still 1-0, 15 minutes to go. England palm with a pen. Going to Germany. You're going to Germany. I'm going to be there for a week. I haven't got any tickets. That's insane, Simon. Love that. I'm not going to Germany, unfortunately, man. Unfortunately not. But I love that you're going out there for a week without any tickets, just to experience the atmosphere and stuff. I love that. At least they're coming on and being hurt. Sorry, yeah, Joe, good point. At least they're coming on and being hurt 15 minutes later. The Brighton game. Wharton's debut got chucked in there because of an injury, and he obviously gave away a goal in that, and that was a low point. Got him battered by Brighton. Elise coming on in the second half, just back from injury for no reason. We were 3-0 down. I don't know what he was going to do to change the game, especially when he's been injured. Just to chuck him in like that was so silly. And he got injured and was out for another 3 weeks. Joe, that's a good one. Less than 50% chance Walter makes the final squad, but he'll surely get integrated in the squad regularly after the Euro, says Mitch. I agree with you, mate. Definitely, if he doesn't make it, it's a 50-50 chance. It all comes down to how he plays in these friendlies, in my opinion, and how well he trains and makes an impression. Because I think Southgate clearly likes him and has ideas for him being next to Rice and potentially having that link up. But I feel that's further down the line rather than in this tournament. First Bournemouth loss for me, it was the exact moment I turned off the Roy supports as Animal. Yeah, that was bad. Mitch, our Dunker's gone off, has he? He's always on his arse, and he Dunk, slipping and sliding all over the shop. I'm not surprised if he has gone off. Yeah, it annoyed the hell out of me too, man. Especially how Elise had been injured after Sheffield United a few days earlier. Yeah, exactly, mate. And then he got rushed back and was out for a few weeks. It was just such poor management, man. And that was the thing that annoyed me the most with that end, like the ending of Roy, those last month or so. It just completely lost it in terms of his management style. The freedom, the free-flowing football. He just got so nervous and so caged in. Just lost everything. I'm in two minds of that Elise injury. I know what he was trying to do, Mitch, but I still argue, even if it worked, I'm still not confident it was the right thing to do. Simon, you heard anything about the stadium limit? Well, we're meant to be starting it. I thought we were meant to be starting it this summer, but I think it may be next summer now. But I know planning permission has definitely been approved, and that means we've got the green light to do it. I know that's for sure. So that has always been the thing with the stadium, is that we've been waiting for that green light to go ahead and say, right, you can start work on it now, because of the dispute with the Sainsbury's, the car park, and also some of the housing, the relocating of the residents near the ground in that area. They had to knock down a few houses in the plans or something. That's just taken so long. But the Athletic reported it a few months ago, so I'm pretty certain we got the go-ahead now. Chris hasn't need to call us spoiled. I don't know. Yeah, what was he thinking? I don't know what was going through his head. Just criticising the fans and calling us spoiled. But mate, you're not even playing. You're not even playing the youth, and you're not even when you are. They're playing either out of position or completely against the way they've been playing throughout the academy. You know, dumb. Yeah, we need to look at the physios as well. The amount of injuries we get and reoccurring injuries of the same calf injuries is worrying at times. You know. And how Glasner gets this going with the same thing. Exactly, Animal. It's just different managers, different philosophies, different enthusiasm. He's a much younger manager, still in the peak of his career as a manager. Roy was coming to the end of his time. Should have retired, really. Probably didn't have the will or the energy to keep going at that level. I don't blame him. He's bloody late 70s, for Christ's sake. He should be retired now. Also, Southgate only calling up Shaw for left back. Yeah, it's a bit weird that. I feel like even if you get someone who's never played for England, you surely get an actual out and out left back called up just to cover it. I mean, Mitchell, the way we finished this season with Mitchell bombing up and down the left wing, I'm not being funny, but Mitchell has just cover at left back. He wouldn't start, but he's played for England already. He's been in the squad. It's not an out there suggestion. True, he has decades of experience in the game, Animal, but he didn't show it. He didn't show it in that last season. There were times he was being very like poor with his decision making, and you wouldn't have known he'd been in the game for years. If he say gotten injured after playing 85 minutes in a lost cause, I'd be angry. Can't blame the manager so much if he can't even do it 11 minutes. I get you, man. I get you, but I think I think bringing him on with 3-0 down away to Brighton, when the game's gone, it's about managing the situation there. I know he's trying to get the fans back on side because the fans were turning big time in the away end. So by bringing Elise on, it's like, right, you're showing something. But for me, the game's gone. You've got to shut up shop. You've got to try and not make it embarrassing. 3-0 is very, very poor. But 4, 5, 6, that's embarrassing. You know, you can lose 3-0 to Brighton in these games. I've seen it before. You can have a bad 10-minute period where they just are on top and they smother you. We've done it to them as well. It can happen. But yeah, I just thought there was no need to bring him on and risk it in the first place, Mitch. I get what you're saying. Totally. Yeah, I know, Mitch. He's got some historic interviews this year. Going through the starting 11 for the Euros, big squad, which is great. Not yet, mate. Simon, I'm very much Palace orientated and focused with the channel right now. Maybe when we get to the Euros, I'll be doing a few Euro streams and we can talk about it when the tournament kicks off in a week or two. Definitely, but right now I've just got so much I want to talk about and so much I want to try and upload and provide content-wise in terms of Palace stuff. That's definitely what I want to do right now. Arteta gives everything for training to match and needs to be protected even from himself in that situation. Yeah, for sure. I think that's what I think, Animal, anyway, in that situation. And we lost out on Elise for a good 3-4 weeks, and you never know, even when he came back after that, the knock-on effect of him being out for that long probably meant it took him a couple more weeks for him to fully come back when Glasner was there, you know. We missed out on a good few weeks of Elise football under Oli Glasner because of that decision. Yes, Luke, Wharton is such a wonderful player to watch. Mate, Luke, are you a Palace fan yourself? If not, then this is what we've been watching for the last 6 months, mate. He's a Rolls-Royce player and he's only bloody 21, 20 years old. Absolute baller. I'm so buzzing for him to be in the squad. If Elise had come on and gotten a goal, everyone would have complained he hadn't started the game. I mean, that in hindsight, it's all hindsight, isn't it, Mitch? You may have a point, but I just don't think he should have even played in the first place. Oh, come on. If it was 0-0, totally understand him coming on. And if he got injured, then it is what it is. You're going for the win. At 3-0 down, the game is done. There's no point in him coming on, in my opinion. There's no point risking him. Because it was a quick turnaround from him coming back from injury and then being on the bench for that Brighton game. It was a very quick turnaround. So I think he was rushed back into the bench just to have that option. Love that, Luke. Go every game. Same as me, mate. Buzzing to hear that. Yeah, he's an absolute baller, isn't he, Luke? Yes, James. I'm all good, mate. I hope you're okay. I'm almost finishing up here, guys. Yeah, Elise and Mateta called up for the France Olympic squad is insane. Good luck to them. That is kind of like Eagle Insight. That is kind of like their pre-season, isn't it? They're going to have a good month or so off before the Olympics. So they've got to just treat that as their pre-season. Oh, Luke, 100%. We all are now. Bloody hell. Dougie Freeman's an absolute legend as well, Simon. He's done an unreal job and he's still doing it now. If Joe Bellingham is Dougie Freeman all over, Mr. Championship, superstar signing machine. If we get Joe Bellingham over line, it's still 18 years old. He'll be a rotational player for sure, but definitely a player you get just for financial gain. You spend a good 15 to 20 million on him now, at least, but hold on to him for a few more years. If he develops anything like his brother, then we're selling him for big dough as well. It's just a no-brainer, in my opinion. Yeah, James, I'm sorry, man. I will be going live a lot more, though, later in the week, so stay tuned. And we'll be chatting a lot more Palace, don't you worry. Yeah, I didn't want the season to end either, mate. And getting these Chadi Riyad, I will talk more in depth about him because he looks like a really promising young centre-back. Playing that style of football that Glasner wants his centre-backs to play. Coming from Barcelona, he knows how to do that. Really, really excited to see how he plays. And obviously, Kamada, both of them signing. The transfer window isn't open yet, so they haven't officially signed, but they've signed, you know. Yeah, it was only Johan Kabay punching in midfield 100%, man. For me, as I said, the Kamada signing, for me, is like the Johan Kabay signing. I feel like Kamada brings us to that next level the same way Johan Kabay brought us from relegation battling side to, right, we're going to go up into lower half of the table, mid-table, and move away from the relegation battle. Kamala Harris, new signing. But you know what I mean? I feel like Kamada now takes us from the level of a mid-table team to pushing for a European spot because he's a European player. He's played Champions League last season for Lazio, won the Europa League 2 years before that, before this season just gone with Frankfurt, bagged goals in the Europa League as well for them, played in the Super Cup match as well after they won the Europa League. He's a European standard player. He's a top European player. Played all of Lazio's Champions League games last season. He's like Kabay was when Kabay came. I was like, wow, we've just bought Kabay from PSG. And I remember being at Norwich away that first game. I went with my dad, my uncle, a group of us went. Kabay scored in that game. We won 3-1. And it was like, wow, look at the player we've got in our team. And I feel like Kamada could be that sort of player. We've talked about this, Luke. When I'm done, obviously go back and rewind. We did talk in depth a little earlier about Kamada being better than Eze. That is the comparison to make. I think Eze on the ball is a better player. Don't get me wrong. I think when it gets to the final third and decision making in and around the box, I feel like Kamada might edge it slightly. Don't get me wrong. Both unreal players, and for me, Eze still starts, even with Kamada signing, but I think Kamada in certain aspects in the final third is ahead of where Eze is, and there's nothing wrong with saying that. It's showing in his signing, him signing for top teams in the Champions League now, and now coming to us, which is mental because Glasner's here. He's just followed Glasner. I think Gay goes. I think so, mate. And I think this centre-back signing kind of hints at that as well. Liverpool and United could both use him in their squad for sure. And again, he's going to go for money. We're going to make money on Gay if he does go. England goal for Trent, says Eagle in sight. And he's absolutely right. With 5 minutes to go, Trent scores. Was it a free kick? Doesn't anyone know? 2-0, lovely. I mean, not a 10 out of 10 performance, I think a lot of people have said. But got the job done. That's what it's about. Get the win. Get the momentum going. Yeah, James, I think he is. I mean, he's played for Barcelona, mate. I know he was at Real Betis on loan last year, but he's a Barcelona academy player. Glasner and Dougie Friedman wouldn't go for him if he wasn't someone who could step up if needed. I don't think. Is he going to be better than Mark Gay right now? I don't know. That's going to be hard to be. It's going to be hard to be better than Mark Gay because Mark Gay is unreal. I would keep Mark Gay in a heartbeat if we had the chance. I do think he's probably going to go. But Riyad, I think, has got the ability to step in his shoes for sure. Whether he starts off the bat, I don't think he will, James. I think it's more likely Lermo fills in, or we do what we finished the season with Klein, Anderson, and Richards as the back three. And then when he's ready, he could easily slot in for Klein, in my opinion, and make that the back three. I think that'd be really, really awesome. Pre-assist for Wharton, let's go, Adam. Showing your skill on the ball. Blob to Blue at 27. Kamada will be great balancing experience with the talent of the incoming younger players. 100%, mate. Not in open play, nice. Fair play for Trent getting forward. He's playing in midfield, right? It'll be interesting if Kamada can be more consistent than Eze. It can be frustrating when Eze becomes anonymous. Since Glasner's come in, those performances have been few and far between. Don't get me wrong. Totally agree that he had moments in the earlier parts of the season where he went a bit anonymous. In certain games, and we didn't see enough of him, and I do think Kamada is more likely going to have impact in every game he plays, and we'll have less of those sort of games where he goes missing. But I think again that's just Eze growing and developing, because in the second half of the season he was even when he didn't. There was very, very few games in the second half of the season where he didn't contribute in some shape or form to goals, and in those games that he didn't, you still had 7 out of 10 performances, you know, and that's the key. Still performing and still providing the passes and the assists and all that. Richards has improved loads for sure, Simon. He's been unreal. Deserves loads of credit. I'd sell. I know, Hacker. I respectfully, mate, I disagree with you on that. I would not sell Anderson at all. I think he's crucial to how we play right now, and especially if Gay goes, he's got to stay. Can anyone tell me the Rob Holding situation? He's just been injured, Stephen. He's been injured for most of the second half of the season. Weird one. I mean, for cover for about £1 million, it's great signing, I thought. Even though the wages were probably quite high, I think as cover it's great. And with Tompkins going, he will stay, in my opinion. But he's not a starter, is he? Yeah. He really does. Richards has just come on leaps and bounds, man. Leaps and bounds. Right, guys, I've really enjoyed this, and I love you guys coming in here. I will be going live later in the week. I will let you know on Twitter, and I'll announce on socials when I will go live. But and we can talk more about Palace, and I'd love to chat more in depth about all this stuff we're still talking about right now. I really enjoy this, and I'm so happy all of this has worked, and the setup and the computer, all of this is new, and I'm really happy it's all coming together, because I really want to step up the content for you guys. I will be doing daily uploads, TikTok and on YouTube Shorts, so please follow the TikTok, Red and Blue Site TikTok, all one word. Follow it now. And obviously go over to the YouTube Shorts as well and watch them as well. Daily uploads on them. And Red and Blue Site IG on Instagram. That's Red and Blue Site IG. Go and follow the Instagram. New social channels, new content. We're going to be uploading consistently, regularly, and it's a new start for the channel, and I'm so happy to be doing it, man. We're going to be talking about the newsstand in the next live, mate. Great question again. Hope to catch the next one, mate. Have a good one. Thank you, James. Thank you so much for coming in. And as I said, stay tuned on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't really matter. And I will put on there, I'll post on there later in the week, roughly the time I'll be going live and on what day, you know. And then I will post when I'm live, like I did today, when I do go live. Guys, thank you so much. Like, share and subscribe. Please share this out. Get it to as many people as possible. Let's get the subscriber count up. Let's get the likes going. Let's get this channel coming back. We are back. We're full on. This is going to be a really exciting summer. We've got signings coming through the doors already. I'm really, really excited to see where this goes. Let's do it. Let's do it. This is going to be an exciting summer, and it potentially could be a really exciting season next season. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like, share and subscribe. This is Harvey. And Red and Blue Site YouTube channel. Up the Palace. I'll be live again later in the week. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. Big love to you all.